Hey, and welcome back to this week's episode of
episode 14.
Episode 14 of All Good Choices with
Cheryl
and Haley.
Yes, jazz hands.
Welcome back, everybody. In a silly, goofy mood tonight, I guess. This week, I guess we're just jumping into it. Nothing really.
No, we have a lot of life updates. We're really off camera right now, so
I know. I don't know if I said it last week. I got a promotion at work. Let's freaking go. So that's sick. That's a new life update.
Sticking it to capitalism.
Yep. Just slaving away.
Just clicking away.
So that's sick.
I had a meeting at work where I basically told them everything that was wrong with my managers. So that was fun. But other than that, no raises yet. Let's see if they try to
Sticking it to capitalism.
Let's see if they try to pay me off.
Yeah, we'll see. That'll be sick. That's the only updates, I guess. Just work vibes. But this week, right, we're continuing with our conspiracy theories.
Part 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This week is just about money laundering. That's really what we're talking about.
The
Capitalism.
nitty-gritty. Yeah, down with capitalism.
Yeah, we're talking about just finessing and money laundering and
secrets.
And secrets. Ooh.
Your hair is so big because it's full of secrets.
So, this first one, right? Let's just jump into it. Mattress Firm.
Right.
Mattress Firm. Let's talk about her.
This one,
Who would play her?
Who would play her? A scammer.
The next girl we're going to talk about.
Tinder swindler.
The Riddler from Batman would play her. Would play Mattress Firm. But basically, right, the whole conspiracy, very general overview, is that it's like a front.
Yes. Like to money launder. Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that's pretty apparent in the fact that there's literally so many.
Yeah, we looked it up before, we were preparing for this. We were looking up. There's 2 on like this road that we're on.
Yeah, and this is even like a main road.
Because if we think about the logistics, right?
Yeah.
You buy a mattress once every 10 years, maybe.
Right.
And some people go longer than that. My mattress was 50 years old before I got a new one. Real talk. Real down in the trenches talk. So you buy one every 10 years. You're supposed to.
Uh-huh.
They're thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
So like, not that many people would come in anyway.
No. Like I can see, I think I've had 2 mattresses in the past like 10 years.
Yeah.
And I didn't buy either of those.
Yeah.
They were gifted to me.
Yeah.
So I know somebody had to somewhere have bought it, but I just don't think people are buying mattresses like that.
Yeah, so there's no sense for them to be that many.
Yeah, all over.
Yeah. So one of the main points of it, right, is that why people think it's so sketchy is because the stores are so close to each other, which we just talked about.
Mm.
And Mattress Firm, right, they made a comment when all this stuff was blowing up. And they said that basically they had bought out some competitors. Mm-hmm. So over 9 years, like, I guess organically and whatever, they were expanding quickly.
Sure.
So over that 9-year period, they got a lot more locations than they had before, which is why there's a lot of locations close together.
And like, I'm not even like that dedicated to just Mattress Firm as money laundering. I think
all mattress
stores are
for
money laundering. Because, okay, so that was a Mattress Firm, and then whatever is another name for a mattress store. They bought that out. They were still right near each other.
Yeah.
I guess it's like competition or whatever, but
like how many mattress stores do we need in one area?
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe 2 suffices.
In like a whole area.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like within a 50-mile radius. We don't need any more than that, girl.
And there's so many ways to get mattresses now, like online.
Yeah.
So many companies.
They come in a box.
Deliver, right.
They come in a box, you unwrap it.
And you can make it for yourself. If you're buying a mattress, you probably got money to like design it a little bit or pick your choice, hard, soft, whatever. Yeah. You have way more.
Have you seen that guy on TikTok? So sorry. Have you seen that guy on TikTok? He's like the survival guy, and he like sleeps just so like on a piece of plywood.
No.
He like at night, right?
In his house?
We should do an episode on him.
Okay.
I don't remember his name or anything, but he literally like with 5G and all that, like they put their cell phones in baskets at night, and they sleep on plywood. And he eats raw meat, like raw like cow heart and stuff.
Ew. For what? How does that?
I don't know, but it just made me think of it. He needs to go to a Mattress Firm for real.
I don't know what the fuck's up with that guy, but why does he
eat a piece of plywood?
Okay, what's like why? Because okay, yeah, microwaving food, and obviously that's not how you cook meat, but you know what I mean. Like gives radio waves or chemical waves or whatever. 5G, they say that is bad for you too. What the fuck's bad about a mattress?
Sleeping like the ancestors did, like the cavemen.
On plywood?
On a piece of plywood from Home Depot.
Just like our ancestors.
But anyway, yeah, he needs to go to a Mattress Firm, girl. But
he deserves to maybe give him a sale or something. Right.
Come on. But okay, back on topic. Another thing that people say, right, which is just so funny to me that this was like in an article, but just the vibe is off in there. The vibes are not right in there, which I agree with. Have you been in a mattress store? Yes. The vibes are not right in there. It's weird, but the more so like,
and think about the people that work there.
Yeah,
like that's a lot of salaries to make for.
Like, how often are they actually doing sales? I don't know.
Are they getting commission?
Yeah. Well, so vibe one, it's weird in there, but also how there's like barely any people in there.
Yeah.
Like ever
buying.
Which is so strange because when I went, personal anecdote, when I went to the Mattress Firm over here, right? I bought my mattress, like my brother was buying one, I was getting one, and there was like a good amount of people in there buying mattresses. It was so strange. It's the most people I've ever seen in a mattress store.
Was there was a sale or something?
No. It was just like some random.
Busy?
What sale would be in like July? I'm trying to think of, because you know how they do like 4th of July, Memorial Day, stuff like that. So maybe, but like I've just never seen that many people in a mattress store. So that was kind of strange for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But most of the time I feel like when I drive past a mattress store, I look inside the window, there's nobody in there.
No,
Vibes are terrible and rancid in mattress stores.
Empty. Like a ghost.
Yeah. But now we're getting to the nitty-gritty, right? Which this, I guess...
Why is it? How do they money launder?
Yeah. I guess it's more so just like sketchy stuff because none of it's proven. But one, disclaimer. I think it plays... Alleged. It's all alleged. Don't sue me. But I think this plays into like the second thing we're going to talk about. Mm-hmm. So, right. So Mattress Firm. I'm going to be reading off my notes, everybody. I don't have it memorized. Mattress Firm.
What a terrible actress, not memorizing the script.
Sorry, I could not be in a Netflix original. So Mattress Firm is owned by Steinhoff International, right? And they're supposedly, I don't know anything about furniture companies, but supposedly they're the second largest company under IKEA.
Okay.
Big ass company.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and they're based in South Africa. So one of their head people, right, resigned with like a letter out of the blue, like nobody was expecting it. So that kind of caused people to be like, why is this dude like resigning? Sure. And whatever he said in his letter,
natural curiosity,
yeah, was kind of sketchy. So then they started an open criminal investigation on them, and they found that there was a lot of
plot holes.
Yeah, and like their financial stuff, and they were looking into that. And it was, I guess, like the biggest corporate... What's the right word? The biggest downfall or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Biggest collapse. That's... Okay.
I know.
Biggest collapse in South African corporate history when, like, all of that... So when he resigned and, like, they're all looking into it because obviously their stocks...
rocked shit.
Yeah. Okay. Their stocks and everything dropped, all of that.
Yeah.
So, mad sketchy stuff. The authorities are looking into it. They hired their own people to come in, do internal investigation. They were looking to see,
investigation. Very suspicious.
Right.
Very.
Never trust it. And they were figuring out, like, who was paying taxes, who wasn't, where are all these holes coming from, like, who did it, who's the thief. Basically, to this day, this is, like, 2016. No idea. Still, there's no conclusion, no idea what the issue was.
Did that guy, like, did they ever say anything what happened to that guy?
I didn't look further into it, so I don't know.
Okay.
But so basically this
is he dead right now? Like,
right.
Did they kill him?
I guess we'll come with an update next week. But just mad sketchy stuff. They have like an open, so allegedly they were committing fraud. We don't know though, it's all alleged. So just mad sketchy history anyway. Mm-hmm. But then right in 2016, they buy Mattress Firm for $2.8 billion, which
That's
was
a lot
twice
of fucking mattresses.
Yeah, which was twice the amount that they were worth at the time. So everybody was like, that's just a weird, like kind of stupid investment to make in the midst of all of this happening.
And why would you ever... I doubt Mattress Firm had this much like like, you know, when you're like trying to buy a house and there's like competition because other people are like, so you go a little bit higher in your offer, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Mattress Firm was getting offers like this from anybody else.
Right. So it's just mad weird as to why this company would buy them for $2.8 billion.
Yeah.
Which would lead me to believe
there's something going on with the money.
They're laundering the money.
The money, honey, it's not clean.
They are washing the money. So just some mad sketchy stuff. So I personally believe that it is it's a front, girl.
100%.
They're most right. This kind of leads into it, but it's not a mattress store. When I was in Miami for Rolling Loud, me and Deani, shout out bestie. We were staying like, what's that? Something Isles, Sunny Isles. Mm-hmm. Is that what it's called? We were staying over there, and we were just like walking to eat, and we went to this Russian like cafe, and we were the only people in there. They were looking at us mad weird that we came to eat, and like just the whole time we're just super,
you felt like you like stumbled upon something you were not supposed to see.
And it was just like all like family in there. It's like kids, aunts, mothers, mad sketchy dudes,
having
all
a
just
meeting.
like like going in and out of the back, just like sitting there hanging out, like a front, girl. The food was okay.
I mean, they might know how to cook.
Yeah, but it was just like mad fucking weird in there, like terrible vibes. And then we left and we were like,
how'd you feel about that?
Yeah, it was a very like weird experience because like the music's playing really low, so it's mad quiet in there. So we're trying to
talk about it.
So we were just like trying to talk normal, but it's like they're listening. Maybe they thought we were like spies or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it was super
They're
weird.
like ex-KGB. They're like, what are you?
Yeah, it was like super fucking weird vibes in there. I think that's the only time where I've ever been inside someplace where I'm like, oh, this is a front.
Yeah. That happened to me in New York. I went to a pizza place in New York and they were like, mad sketch. Like you could tell they probably had like kilos of cocaine in their office.
Yeah.
Like they were moving.
Yeah. I just because there's a lot of places that I drive past where I'm like, there's no way they're doing business.
When every time you drive past, the parking lot is empty and there's nobody in it.
Yeah.
But they've been open for like 15 years.
Yeah.
Something about that seems a little off to me.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Actually, Eli behind the camera and I last night, right, we're driving down the road and I don't want to say where it is, but I think you know what I'm talking about. There's like a car place like right next to the railroad tracks. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to him, I was like, have you ever seen anybody ever buy a car from there? Do you think people are buying cars from there? And he was like, I hope not. But it's just so like, what is this place? It's always full of cars in that lot. I never see anybody like pulling up in there.
That's weird.
To buy cars. That place is a front.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's just so many places.
And all the cars are bad.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. All the cars are really old and just put out on the road as like weird advertisements. And there's like a weird girl in a bikini statue. It's a lot going on in that place.
So there's just so many places I feel like, especially like locally, that I drive past it and I'm like, there's no way that's like a real place.
They must own the property. And maybe that's why Mattress Firm can do it, because they own the building that they're... But they can't. They probably lease a lot because they're in like shopping malls and stuff like that. You can't own that.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I wish I could just look at their books.
Take a peek.
Yeah, I
won't tell anybody.
Because I don't know, I won't speak on it. I just like before the episode we were reading about stuff and like just mad sketchy like weird stuff about like their financials and everything.
Yeah, that everything it had lots of irregularities in it, and there were, like you were saying, like some people paid taxes, like some employees did, some people didn't, but it didn't specify exactly what. I want to see
everything
the
is
ledger.
very clouded, like especially when it comes to this company that we're talking about. The whole investigation's very clouded. So like the stuff that I was reading,
is it because it's South African? Like so, it's all the stuff's happening in South Africa.
I just think one, I don't know who would really care enough to look into it.
True.
And two, I just think the whole thing is like very clouded.
Yeah, because right now it's like funny or whatever. It's like, oh, Mattress Firm, they launder money. But if they like actually got caught for laundering money, I think I'd be like a little concerned.
Yeah. I feel like most corporate things like this get like brushed under the rug.
Oh, yeah.
Unless we're talking about Miss Girl in the next segment, then people talk about it.
Of course. They hate to see a poor girl win. They hate to see.
Well, sneak peek. Well, we're going to take a little break and then we're going to dive into Miss Girl herself.
We're
Welcome back, everybody. All right, now we're moving on to the queen, icon, legend.
We stan.
Queen cunt. And her name is...
Anna Delvey. Anna Sorokin, whatever.
Right.
She's got multiple names. She's got a life behind her.
Any icon would. Multiple names.
But basically, Inventing Anna just came out on Netflix not too long ago. And it's about her story. And it's like a fictional portrayal. Because, they always say, every part of the story is true except all the parts that are fake.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I relate to that.
Well, I had watched it because I watch the true crime YouTubers and stuff, and so they had done a while ago videos on this. So most of the stuff, the timeline of everything is correct.
Yeah.
And the stuff that happens is correct. It's more so the interactions.
With
characters
nobody
and
ever
shit
knows it exactly.
But for the most part, it's pretty accurate. I feel like to the actual story.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But basically, if you guys have not watched it, in 2013 is when her little journey begins. She moves to Paris. She's from Germany or Russia, I guess she was born.
Yeah, born in Russia, moved to Germany supposedly.
Yeah, some sketchy stuff happened there. We don't really know all of that. But basically, in 2013, she gets an internship in Paris and starts into her fashion and high couture journey.
Yeah,
and then Paris just was too boring for her, I guess. I don't really know what the vibe was with that. And she moves to New York, and she is just there for a summer, and she's supposed to go back to her internship in Paris, and then she just dips out on that and moves to New York full time. And while she's in New York, living her life,
yes,
spending thousands of dollars of other people's money,
icon.
She just somehow befriends all of New York City.
Yeah.
Anybody powerful and elite and has money, she knows them.
Yeah, which is crazy. Her whole thing is that, what she tells people is she's a German heiress.
Yeah.
And that she has a trust fund in Germany and whatever. So she comes from money.
Yeah.
So she plays the part.
They say she says she has a $60 million trust fund, but she doesn't get it until she's 25.
Yeah.
And
also that's another factor too. She's so young.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's ridiculously young.
Yeah. She was... We're jumping a little bit ahead, but she tries to start this business later on, and she's literally 22.
Yeah.
And she's going to these huge banks asking for money, and they're like, what?
Yeah. So she plays off that she's she has a trust fund, whatever.
Yeah.
And so I think, right, because we were talking about this before, she just comes to New York and already is looking rich and acting rich.
Yeah.
But I think my guess is that when she was doing the internship stuff, she probably got clothes and all that to play the part.
Yeah.
So then I guess she's just really good at talking. I don't know.
I don't know. I want to talk to that girl in real life.
That's what I'm saying.
The way that they portray her in the movie is she's just such a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
She's such a bitch. And everybody just wants her to like them, kind of. I think it's that, syndrome, that mean girl syndrome or whatever. But even people that don't really need anything from her, she's still kind of mean to.
Yeah. She's mean, and then she also just I guess maybe the way she presents herself, or she has a lot of knowledge, at least in the show they talk about how she has a lot of knowledge of art and fashion and things like that, which are all very rich people topics.
Sure, yeah.
So that's, I think, kind of how she made her way to get relationships with these fucking crazy powerful people in New York who she shouldn't have any business having a relationship with.
Seeing in real life, almost. Yeah.
So she's just partying with all these CEOs and celebrities and athletes and all these people who she's just some nobody.
Yeah, and everybody casually knows her. You know what I mean? They're there's this one scene in the show where the guy that's the head of the bank, he's playing racquetball with his friend, and his friend mentions oh, you should talk to my friend Anna, and she's really looking to do a business. And then a couple weeks later they're playing racquetball again, and the guy he's oh yeah, I met with Anna, and he's who? He's like, oh, I just met her at some party. I don't even really know her that. And it seems everybody kind of has that story. They met her at a party. They met her through a friend of a friend, blah, blah, blah. Never too close to anybody for anybody to one, keep in contact. Yeah. Or two, ever follow up on getting their money back, really. If you just go out for dinner and then you end up getting the bill for 10 people, you maybe don't know all the 10 people that are there.
Exactly.
And so I think that's kind of another way she kind of just finessed her way through.
Yeah, because another part of that, right, is she's partying, but she keeps telling everybody, like, so she's not going to get the money until she's whatever age.
Or she'll be like, oh, there's a problem with, like, the wire. There's a problem with the wire.
So
like,
people will, like, front her the money for stuff or pay for her dinner, whatever it is. So she's just kind of, like, floating by with all these people, not ever having to really pay anything.
Yeah.
And then whatever. And then randomly she, like, during all this time comes into, like, random amounts of money through, like, making these connections, whatever it is. So then she'll get, like, 50 grand, however.
Yeah, and she, like, will pay with cash.
Yeah, so she just flexes it because she's like, see, look, I do have money. So she's, like, playing the whole part, and it's just, like, crazy. Yeah, so she comes back with that. So basically, she's making all the connections, and then she decides she's going to start ADF.
The Anna Delphi Foundation, which honestly, iconic to want to start your own foundation
with
before doing anything.
In your name. Too.
In your name.
Iconic. She basically wants it to be like a high up club. Yeah. Like a socialite club type thing, but like better than any of the ones
like
that are
Soho
around.
House kind of vibe. Yeah. Like with art exhibits and like private clubs and like
hotel rooms in there, all this stuff. This like very high class
it sounds
thing.
kind of badass.
Yeah.
Like when she's talking about it, I was like,
that's
that'd be cool.
Right? Is that she that's what I was gonna say earlier while you were talking, I was thinking about it. We did talk about it, I guess. But because she's like so knowledgeable about things, like when she talks about like ADF, she's
super thorough.
Yeah, like she's very like she sells it to people who she like needs to make connections with. So she like makes this club, and it's like she wants to have it's kind of funny because when I went to college, like some of the stuff she was talking about was like stuff that I want to do.
Yeah,
so it's kind of crazy that she like whatever, because one of the things is that she wanted to have like exhibits, but from like a whole bunch of different artists who like aren't well known, and like have them revolving in and out. Yeah, which was like my whole dream when I was going to college, so I want to do that. But so it's just so funny hearing this story. And she wanted to get, I don't know if this is true or not, if it's this exact building, but in the show it was like 261 Park Avenue. I don't know if that's the actual building that she was trying to get, but I know for certain she wanted like a big ass building in New York. Like needed hella money for it.
Yeah, it was like multi-million-dollar setup type thing.
So this
like,
is where
the renovations, I think they said in the show, were like $25 million. And so that's just the renovations. That's not even getting anything in there for everything
which I'm
else.
sure is like pretty close to like probably how it was in real life. Yeah, I just don't know if it's the actual building or not. But it's just where it starts to get a little messy. Yeah,
so she starts trying to like secure some loans because she obviously has no money, but she doesn't let anybody know that. Yeah. So she goes to, it's Citibank and Fortress. Yeah. So like two of the biggest banks in New York. Yes. In the world, really. Yeah. Fortress is really private too, and like when I was reading up about it, it was like I don't even know how she even knew what that was. Yeah. And so she must have like really, really done her research with how to like figure all that out. But she goes and like is talking to them and like working with their advisors and stuff, and like just being like, oh yeah, like Swiss money, you know, it's hard to get it over here or whatever, or Swiss banks and all that. And then she like gives them documents though that like prove that she has all this money, and like one of the guys is like talking to like her financial advisor overseas, and then you later find out like it's her. Like, she was like she literally like Word documented these like documents, and like it's a a 99-cent voice changer on like a Google phone or whatever. And she just the extent that she went through. Yeah. Very.
So it's like she's trying to like get these loans or whatever. But obviously they'd have to like verify all of that. So she's like faking the documents, but a lot of it is like they want money for like a fee and like stuff like that. So she's like trying to navigate all of this. And from in real life and also in the show, she literally comes like this close. Yeah. Like so close to actually doing it, which would have been so iconic.
Like everything's good. Like the guy says that she gets approved, whatever. It's like a $20 million loan. Yeah. And then they're like, oh, we just have to send like somebody out to Germany to like verify or whatever. And then she like freaks the fuck out. Yeah. She's like, I don't have anybody in Germany to talk to you. So.
Yeah. So while she does this, all this is happening, she's waiting for the loans, whatever. She decides to like randomly take a trip to Morocco with her besties. Yeah.
And there's her like trainer, her best friend, and then some guy to document the whole thing. Yeah.
So like they go to Morocco, and basically without getting into all of the craziness that happens. She obviously cannot pay for this trip, and they're in like the nicest resort ever. Like the Kardashians stayed there, like super, probably like $10,000 a night type of resort. She can't pay for any
and she had a private villa in the resort, so like the resort's already nice on its own, and she's like, let me get the best room with like a butler and like a maid and like all this shit.
It's her idea to go. They get there, they can't pay for it, so her best friend ends up like putting down her card and is like puts down her company card and pays for it, obviously, because they don't want to be stuck in Morocco. And in real life and in the show, whatever, the best friend ends up getting fucked over, obviously, because she thought it was just a hold, but it was not a hold.
It's not a hold. They charged that $62,000, $30,000 on her personal card, and then $30,000 on her company card. And she like worked at Vanity Fair at the time, so it was Amex, baby.
So rich girl stuff,
right?
So the friend ends up like turning her in after all this because she's not paying her back.
I felt kind of bad for this girl, but also like not really, because she's like how Neff says, she's like, well, if you don't have the money, like why would you go? Like she didn't go because she knew she wasn't gonna be she was gonna be broke in Morocco.
Exactly.
So
she's probably like the only person I guess in this like whole story that I like actually feel bad for, because like that sucks, but also at the same time, it's the same vibe to me as like Bad Vegan on Netflix and Tinder Swindler, which we talked about, where it's just like, while I feel bad for the people that are like the victims of it, at some point I just feel like your conscious, your self-awareness has to be like, this isn't right.
Right.
Because there was also like little stuff before this trip that
like she ended up having to buy the tickets.
Yeah.
Because like, and I was like, oh yeah, like I don't know, like the funds, the wire's bad, I don't know, whatever. And then the girl's like, oh, like I book trips all the time, like for my job, like I'll just like book this and you can pay me back. So she like basically planned, paid for, and like took care of the entire trip, and it wasn't even her trip to go on. Like so she didn't want to go to Morocco, really.
So there was already like red flags before that, so it's just like, I don't know, like I feel bad and that sucks, but like,
and what's even more fucked up, spoiler alert if you haven't watched it or read the story or whatever, but like that one of the charges that she's not found on, or like that she's found not guilty on, is that charge. Is fucking her friend over or whatever. And you just see like in the episode the girl's face is like, yeah, we're gonna get justice, we're gonna get justice, and it's like, not guilty, and she's just like,
that'd be terrible. That'd be so terrible. So all of that happens, and then also in the midst of all of that, while she's like trying to secure the loans and stuff, she just like steals a plane one day.
She wants to go to Warren Buffett's like secret meeting thing that he does with like all these like rich people, and she like knew a guy, and his friend owned this private plane or she met him at a party, super casual. Hey, my name's Jeff, I own a plane company. Hey, I'm Anna. Okay, that was about it. So she emails him and is like, oh, I need to get a plane. Goes to get the plane, there's no like confirmation, there's no payment on file or anything,
and she's like, this is ridiculous, and I need to fly,
and she just walks on the plane and goes.
And that's it, girl, and that's iconic. So
this is really like, if you want it, go and seize the day,
100%,
pull yourself up by the bootstraps.
100%. And she did, girl. So back to the main thing, friend turns her in, she ends up getting arrested, right? It was for 10 counts of larceny, theft, etc. in that vibe. This was in October of 2017. So this whole journey is like 4 years basically from start to finish.
Her just finessing. Yeah. And she's just like, she never has an apartment. She just moves from hotel to hotel. Yeah. And like that they like do
which is also how they caught her too. Yeah. Because she would like put a card on file, wouldn't work, whatever. So she'd move on to the next hotel. Yeah. And like all
slowly
that.
But surely.
And so they all started talking. Yeah. And then that's also how she got caught too, like in real life.
Yeah.
But basically she ends up getting charged for like 8 of the counts, I think it was. She was found guilty and 2 of them not guilty. And then part of that was charge of theft of $300,000 and then attempted theft of $22 million.
Like, how do you even attempt to steal $22 million?
So crazy. So she gets offered a plea deal. She doesn't take it.
Stupid.
Icon. And she's held without bail. That's in 2018. 2019, we're kind of
she's like a flight risk, obviously.
Yeah, obviously she's gonna leave. 2019, trial begins. She refuses to show up to a court date. This we just had to throw in there.
This is an iconic reason, though.
She won't show up to the court date because they only gave her, like, prison clothes to wear. They wouldn't give her, like
style clothes or whatever.
And even to the end, she's still, like, playing this character.
I love it.
And that's so good.
You know how people are, like, method acting?
Yeah,
she doesn't know where her character ends or begins
anymore. She is Anna Delvey.
Yes.
Which is just so iconic. So basically, in April of 2019, that's when she was guilty of the 8 charges. And then she had 4 to 12 years to pay a restitution fee. And then these are the newest updates. In 2021, right, so she got released for good behavior on parole, which is just crazy. And then she was taken into custody by ICE. She was going to be deported back to Germany. Mm-hmm. Then it gets a little bit weird and clouded with the information.
Like every other part of her life.
Yeah, right. So as far as we know, this could be wrong, but in March of this year, so very recently, the last few weeks, supposedly she was released by ICE, and they, like, tried to deport her, but then she, like, didn't show up. So
yeah, she didn't go to the airport.
Yeah, and so they were like, oh, well, so I guess she's, like, still in ICE custody, but, like...
They're, like, trying to deport her, but then, like, her,
she's
like...
putting in the, like...
Her lawyer, like, put in some requests to, like, let her stay. Yeah. But, like, I thought that was probably... evident you were going to be deported if you tried to scam financial institutions for $22 million. Yeah, right. You're kind of taking on that risk.
Right. 100%. So that's as far as we know. And then obviously Netflix bought her story and she used that money to pay back the restitution fees. Again, iconic. So, and that's where we are now. And then Inventing Anna came out and she's, like, back in the news again. From when all this had happened. Mm-hmm. But I think how I feel about it, right? People are very split. I'm on the side of, like, she's kind of a Robin Hood vibe.
Sure, yeah.
Just because, like, who were, like, the victims in this?
Banks? Who cares about
elites?
Yeah.
Do you think I care that she tried to take $22 million from them? Not really. However, I don't know the trickle-down effect of that. Like, that could maybe affect me. I don't know. But, like, I don't think so.
Probably not. What the fuck do we have to do with Fortress? Like, they don't care about us
at all. So, like, I don't really think it's affecting me. However, I don't even really care, honestly.
Yeah.
Icon that she tried to scam all of them. So I'm on the side of, like, you go, girl.
Well, she would say she did not scam, but she did.
Right.
I love the method acting.
Me too.
I love her scamming.
Me too.
I don't really understand. I want to know more. Like, I want to know more about her. I wish, like, I could be like, I won't tell anybody anything. Please, girl. Yeah. Where are you from? And how did you get this?
Yeah.
Are you really a German heiress? Yes or no?
Yeah, she has, like, a weird accent, too. And, like, there's, like, some Russian in it, but she's, like, trying to put on the German accent. Yes. So, like, it gets very, like, again, clouded. That's
because she's, like, 12 or 13 when she moves to Germany.
Yeah, so, like, her accent's all weird. Yeah. So it's just, like, European. But it's, like, European money. She has it. Yeah. So her whole story is just very convoluted and clouded. And I just think it's so iconic. Because it's just such on a large scale.
Yeah.
Where it's just, like, if she just had taken, like, $10,000, whatever, tried to open up a pizza shop.
Whatever, yeah.
Don't care. But the fact that she went to, like, the highest and
she like, went for it.
I'm gonna make this foundation. I'm gonna make this foundation.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right.
Foundation.
I'm thinking of
makeup.
Face foundation. Yeah. But yeah, just so good. I live for it.
I really like her.
Me too.
To be honest.
Me too, because it wasn't physical, nothing like that.
She didn't try to kill anybody or, like, do anything crazy like that.
She just wants a moolah.
And don't we all?
And don't we all?
And don't we all?
And with that concludes Queen Kai herself.
I want to know her after story.
Yeah.
What's she going to do next?
Maybe we'll look more into it next week. Have some more info. But that's going to conclude this episode, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Another week. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. The socials are in the bio.
Follow us.
Follow us on the socials. And we will see you next week. Woo. Bye. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of All Good Choices. If you like what you're hearing, subscribe to our YouTube channel and be sure to like and comment and let us know what you think.
You can stream this anywhere you stream podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon. And follow us on Instagram and TikTok at AllGoodChoicesPC and Twitter at AllGoodPC.
Thanks again to Maserati Click Productions for producing this podcast. See you guys next week.